Hello, welcome to our presentation about virtual reality as a grand challenge. It came from humble beginnings. Virtual reality came into existence in the 1950s. VR was very expensive to develop, but paved the way for many simulations that are commonplace today. NASA and the United States military pioneered the application of virtual reality into the form of flight simulation. Flight training proved function in a work setting. Likewise, an entertainment market came to develop. Companies such as Nintendo and Sega commercialized virtual reality. And although consumer reception was initially poor, VR proved potential. Today, over 200 companies research and develop virtual reality.
As mentioned before, NASA and the military use VR to train new astronauts and soldiers. Similarly, the military also used VR to train field surgeons to minimize casualties. VR has been applied in psychological institutes to treat patients with certain behavioral disorders. For instance, a fear of public speaking can be alleviated by creating a VR scenario that forces the user to confront the issue. VR can be used to heighten immersion in a video game using motion control. Furthermore, VR is in development to provide an inexpensive and accessible means of tourism, such as Google Street View or watching a sport game without having to be there. Another application is product design testing. For instance, a car company can test the consumer's experience inside a car design before manufacturing it. Not only is this an accurate way of product testing, but it also saves them time and money.
But despite all these benefits, VR does have some issues and obstacles to full availability. It's relatively expensive, limiting consumer and small business acquisition at $1,200 rough or over dollars. You also have some health and social issues. You might throw up. You might develop motion sickness. The social issues include stuff like anxiety and maybe getting too attached to it and coming a bum. It also is not completely immersive. Unfortunately, we have no real way of implementing senses such as smell, taste, and full touch control into VR experiences, so you do lose some of the full immersion of actually still being there.
Considering that virtual reality is such a young technology, there's still a lot of potential for the future. One of the things that should be possible within the next several years is the ability to use virtual reality to control drones. There have been projects in Italy done to try to simulate this effect, but it's not available on a widespread scale yet. This using virtual reality to control drones would allow you not to just remote control a drone. You could control it as if you were the drone. And so this would give you ease of access to public places. It would give this disabled who are kind of locked down at home a means to get out, or even elderly in nursing homes. As time goes on, it'll prove well in social disorders, helping research for that. And of course, regulations are expected to develop as technology goes.